mwingine yako wapi?
Wapi daktari?
But now you may not lose the lawyer title, but you are a lawyer with no job.
Oh my, there is more confidence in you even.
Yes. And then also it comes with, so you've lost friendships, you also lose, a lot of times a lot of people lose other relationships.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone for, I get invited to go discuss retrenchment, especially like a company is retrenching and they always will look for consultants to go and talk to their people.
Yeah.
And I've done quite a number of them. Every time I've sat with a group of men, then they are told after now the group discussion, everybody go and sit with Shiro and discuss some issues.
Yes.
There is no single man I have ever sat down with to look at what they are going to do from here, and each one of them, Shiro has one constant question is, Shiro, tell me, do you think my wife will leave me?
Oh my.
That has
There's no security. So the job is acting as the security for the wife.
all of them are worried about their wives. And it doesn't matter whether they are young, they are old. I've even sat with a 57-year-old who, of course, there were 3 years to retirement. They were still wondering whether their wife will leave them. I found that very, very worrying, because, then it means that they can easily lose their families. And now with all of that, what happens with the retrenchment is that we all suffer then from mental issues. You've lost your source of income, you've lost your identity, you've lost your friends, you've lost even your spouse,
family.
Yes. And you don't, you go out there and you don't know who you are. So
Even some of the things in church, like I was the treasurer, and then they decided this person has no job now, like they stepped down from the tenure they held.
Yes. Because their confidence goes down. Whatever was propelling them up goes down. And it is a very, so retrenchment comes with a lot of things. And what now can I say? How many years down the road? Almost 6 years since I was retrenched. What can I say? I can say, when I went out there, and I was trying to find who I am now after that. Who was she? When I was retrenched, I was a CFO, a big insurance company. So I had to go and find out, so who is Shiro outside of this CFO and all that? What I can say is this: it depends on really how you handle it. From a mental capacity, but then it is also so important that you are ready for it financially.
And maybe I can ask this before we continue. Does retrenchment affect those who are employed only? How much can also happen to those who are self-employed?
It can also happen to you who is self-employed. Okay, the good thing about self-employment is that you are your own boss every day. And retrenchment comes from the environment. And it could be a fire that comes and burns down your business. It might be city council that has come and taken away your kibanda in the middle of the night, But the good thing about the self-employed is that they are consistently managing their risks. You see, they are not relying on anybody else. You have to organize yourself and see how do I pay my employees. So you're consistently managing your risk. So this is not a risk that comes unless it's a fire, unless it's the Kaju which has come and carried away your kibanda, or a government declaration that says from today we are not going to do this particular type of business. The self-employed are more used to risks. Where retrenchment is very, very, it affects people a lot is when you're employed.
Those who are employed,
because there is a sense of security. And that is what keeps people going on and on all the time, because you have that sense of security. It's a lot of times, as we've seen, NGOs renewed their contracts January of this year. But everybody would work for another year. Maybe they even renewed for 2 years, even 3 years. And look at it, February, even before 60 days of 2025 are here, they've already been told they can't be paid anymore. Who knows what is going on in China? And when China decides to come up with another drastic thing, how many people will be affected by such a declaration? So all these things.
A very good example when we talk about retrenchment is like what happened during the COVID times. Like people had to.
There was a COVID again. So, and those COVIDs are of many types. Even Trump has become another type of COVID. Just by him coming, we didn't even think he would affect us. Now we are looking at lots of job losses.
Yes.
And so I think what we are trying to say is people are not, the people who have been retrenched didn't do something bad to deserve this fate.
It was not their fault.
It was not their fault. And it's not that they committed a sin that they are being punished by God, or it's not that they did any. So then the thing is, we acknowledge that it happens to people like us. People who are sitting in their offices feeling secure. It can come any day. It may be by what you call macroeconomic factors. Those are things that are coming from above, like the Trump thing. It could be a COVID thing that's a macroeconomic, it's something that's affecting the whole country or even the world. But it could also be a micro thing, something that's happening to your company specifically. It can come. If you look at the media, it has had the media sector has had lots of retrenchments because of social media. I mean, so all those things. So then the question is,
how do you prepare for this?
How do you prepare for it?
Yes.
And that's the question today. How do you
prepare for retrenchment?
How do you prepare
for your job loss?
Yes. And I want to pick that from my own experience.
Yes.
And when I went to retrenchment, I was very fortunate because being in finance, you get to see the trends of the way the company is moving. So you can tell the way we are going, very soon there will be retrenchments coming up. So I had a 10-month grace period. Okay? I had a 10-month grace period. I knew that we are heading towards retrenchment. And that was very, very important for me. But what did I do? I can tell you, Shiko, throughout my life, what I've done in accounting for financial services is work on balance sheets. Balance sheets is that statement that shows these are the assets in the company, and these are the liabilities. And in the insurance world, we're always looking at it and asking ourselves, is our balance sheets efficient? Is it earning as we also send people to the field to go and work? So is our balance sheet also earning something for us? That is, are our assets working for us, or are they sucking us out? And I had never done my own personal balance sheet until I saw retrenchment. Yes. And that is the first time I sat down and I asked myself, so what is she worth today? She's had worked then for about 16 years. What does she have such that if she loses this job, then those particular assets can help her continue living
the kind of life she lives?
The kind of life she lives. Because the most depressing thing is to lose a job and then your life, your standard of living, we call it standard of living, goes down. You have to move house, you have to change your house.
Of course, to a lesser.
Yes, of course. Sometimes you have to go to the village.
And sometimes you even have to change your school, the schooling of your kids.
Yes. All those things play a part. Sometimes you can't even fuel your car anymore. And that means even you can't go to the church you are going to because now you can't be seen walking. So there are a lot of things. So the first thing was asking myself, so how will I support myself when I live here? Unfortunately now, unlike the people who are listening to us today, them can do that and there's no retrenchment coming. So I had only 10 months to prepare myself. Okay, I didn't know there were 10. So what I used to do is we would get paid on the 25th. So every day I would go back to my balance sheet and add the salary that I'm expecting every day. So I would go and say my salary is 100,000 divided by 30 days. So every day I get 3,000. So 3,000 I add today. First I say, phew, at least now even if this gets stretched as now, I would have 3,000. The following day I would add another one, say 6,000. And like that, and I would look at it and say, and I wish every employee could be able to look at it like that because it makes you know just how precarious. Precarious is inaweza Teresa anytime. It makes you know how precarious your income is.
Yes.
It can go anytime. And that means that you start changing your mindset.
Yes.
So by looking at what I had, I asked myself, so what do I own? Then you see you have a piece of land.
Yeah.
Then you're asking, okay, I can't eat a piece of land. Then do I have any savings that I can work on? So in financial, in personal financial management, best practice is that you can live for 6 months on what you have, on the same standards that you have, or for 6 months, because 6 months helps you. You have made a decision. Do you want to look for another job?
Yes.
Do you want to start a business? So in good financial planning, it says that you have money that can take care of you for 6 months, and that means that you can pay your children's school fees, you can pay your house rent. If you have a loan, you have money that can pay loan for those 6 months.
Okay.
And everything that you do, you do it for 6 months.
Yeah.
Now after 6 months, it's even okay to go and tell your relatives, at least they won't even think. There's nothing as embarrassing. Umefukuzwa job leo, na hata rent ya February hauna.
I mean, like immediately you lose your job the following days.
Because one of the things
you even don't have airtime.
You don't even have airtime. And you don't have anything. And there are people who've lost jobs like that. They have nothing. From that day, they have nothing. So proper personal financial management says you need to be able to live 6 months. The same lifestyle, nothing has changed. So the first thing that you need to do is what we call an emergency fund.
Yes.
You have an emergency fund that can allow you to live in the same house, your children in the same school, everything for 6 months.
Without the job.
Okay. Because 6 months now you've come out, you've managed to review your CV and start sending it out, talk to friends. It gives you some breathing time. To relax. But so that's the number one thing. Number two, then you also have now to take care after the 6 months. In case I will not have gotten something. Because 6 months gives you time to think, do I want to go back to work? Or do I want to get into business? So then now from there is, are your assets able to support you? Continue with your life. And that is now what we are talking about. When you're preparing for retrenchment, you need first of all to put away from today 6 months worth of your expenses. So number one, it means you need to know what your expenses are.
That is true.
Then now you go and put them. And that is why we're coming now and talk about money market funds. Because again, we don't want you to put your money under the mattress.
That's true.
We want you to put your money in a place that it's growing.
It is earning you
something, even when it's an emergency. So today you decide, my money, my expenses for a month and for a 6 months period, which means you have 2 school openings, will come to 50,000 shillings per month plus school fees of this month. So I need 300,000 as my emergency fund. That's the first thing you need to keep. And then you pick that money.
So how do you come about knowing how much am I going to spare for this emergency thing?
That is now where you go sit down and say, how much do I spend in 6 months? So you calculate school fees, you calculate house rent.
So it's called for self-assessment.
It is your, which you should do anyway, even away from retrenchment, but you should know, for me to be able to survive for 6 months without a job, this is how much I spend. So now you're deliberately working towards creating an emergency fund.
Yes.
So I know for 6 months, and I have a certain loan that I pay 10,000 shillings every month. So the 10,000 shillings is 60,000. So then I put in my house rent, another 20,000 every month. That is 120. Then food in this house, this is how much.
Monthly budget.
Yes, monthly budget. So you do it for 6 months. And now you know I have a target of 400,000 or 500,000 that I need to keep and start putting that money aside. Now, and this money, you're not going to put it, remember, in a place that you can't access the money. And that is why now putting it in a circle becomes a problem. Because every time you put money in a circle, you can only access it after 60 days.
Yes.
And 60 days now, you have been chased out of your house.
That is too much.
So we are talking about the liquidity of where you are putting the money.
Yeah.
It must be easily accessible. And then you don't have to put it in the bank because it will just be getting
some deductions.
So put it in a place where it's also growing. Because the secret to building wealth is where you are having your money continuously growing. So it's continuously growing. Even if it is not 500,000, you put it. You can even find when you put it in a money market fund, you're able to put 450, and then because you're putting it slowly over time, you find that you even have another 20,000 that has come in as a result of interest. Now it is beginning to build you. The next thing, now we've talked about the emergency. So we've calculated our expenses and we've put away that money, and it is easily available. And that fund is not the fund you go in when your child is sick.
Okay.
No.
So we know emergency is where you run when you need some cash and then I got some emergency kit there.
No, this one is for preparing for any eventuality that will make you lose your income.
Okay.
Then for these other things, normal day, ordinary things, that one you create another account. And we'll talk about that now from a Givva perspective. Then now the next thing is every day when you wake up and you go to work, the kind of decisions you make about your investments. It now calls in question. These investments you made, maybe somebody has worked for 5 years, has worked for 10 years. If they were to lose their job, if they were to write down the investments they've made, or whatever they've done with their money, would that money, whatever they have done with their money, support them in that phase? When you were going through retrenchment, I got a lot of my workmates to tell me, I have some money. Now I've been putting my money in a Tama. In fact, I have $500,000 in a Tama. The question is, can you be able to retrieve your 500,000 from that Tama at that particular point? You see, so she had been investing in a Tama all the time. And Tamas are good. But unfortunately, in our Tamas, the way we do it, it's also very emotional. So when I come for the money because we are being retrenched, my 10 friends will now even not like me. And sometimes we bought a piece of land in Isinya. We see about one maid brought it there and we went and bought. So by then, by me coming to tell them now, give me part of my money, I'm telling them to sell their land. Remember them, they are not being retrenched. It's only me who's being retrenched. So the question is, the assets you bought, are they helping you? And that also now comes in as you're making that decision to buy that piece of land. Because that's the other thing. You hear about those Buroti
things.
Yes, they will go and run. But you've not asked yourself, am I in a space where now I'm ready to actually put money in such a fixed asset? Because what happens is that the people who you find after 2-3 months they are borrowing money, wamechapa. It's not because they
have some investments.
They have some investments.
They have some lands.
They have some land. They have even support shares. They have all those things, but they can't access them. They even have homes, but you can't eat it. True. So that's where we always say, when you're creating that, ask yourself, am I having some cash generating assets? So if somebody had built cash generating assets, are like ukona katunyumba mahali,
giving you some rent at the
end of the month. Now that is somebody who has created an asset that can give you cash. You're able to pay your house girl or whatever other expenses that you have from that. So now you've actually started thinking about create in your portfolio. I did say land is bad. Get the land, but also make sure that portfolio has some cash generation.
Maybe there's something you could be doing with the land, like farming.
You could be doing something like farming. But then again, whenever you are working, the farming is never
possible.
It is because it's another full-time job. And you're never there. But if you can be able to sustain it well and good. If it is a cash, that's another thing. What you call it is business. That's a business. And you have a business. That's it's another source of cash. Business is good. But now you find that a lot of people, when you have a full-time job, it's very hard to have another full-time job. True. What happens is that mtu mwenye ako shamba, hiyo shamba ni yake. This is Kenya. Anaendelea tu akijitajirisha polepole. So that now, unless you have something like that is working, that's well and good. But you have to make sure that you have something that is generating cash. So for a lot of employees, people who have been employed, that is where passive income comes in. Yes. And do you have some treasury bonds? Do you have some treasury bills? Again, money market comes in because it's able to generate for you some funds. So because you may not, a lot of us are not able to go to work, you have to leave the house at 6 a.m. so that you're in your office by 8, then you leave at 5, and then you have to jam, takes you up to 7. You can't really go and have another job. So the best thing is to have a source of income. The good thing about things like money markets and treasury bills and all that, unlike houses where you have to have a very huge capital to put up a house, even if it's a mabati house, so you have to have the land first before you put up the mabati. Those ones you can start building slowly from even a small amount, and then you start building your passive income. So that's what you're talking about. So your portfolio, the one you have today, look at this. And we probably jumped earlier because we didn't talk about these people needed to have done their portfolio. So what is it that I have? And Shiro, what do I have? And that's what I did. I went into my portfolio and I saw my pieces of land. I saw, whatever I had. And then I asked myself, how will this one help me survive? I have children to feed. I have loans to pay. I had all these obligations. How do I live? Even based on this, how do I live? And that portfolio is the one which supports you. If you're trying to sell a piece of land at that point, it can take 2 years. By then, Muhammad,
you're back to the village.
You've lost your people. You've lost your people. Your wife has run away, and your children have stopped going to school, and you have lots of pieces of land. So you end up selling them at a loss. So you don't even get value for money. You've lost. What I tell people is that about personal financial management is when you lack money, you lack dignity. So you've lost your dignity. Everybody now is talking about, hey, that is the kind of language that they're talking about. And you want to retain your dignity because a job shouldn't define you to that extent. A job is an enabler for you to earn an income, then to be able to, it's a step something to take you higher and higher. And not when you lose it, you don't go collapsing all the way to the river. You roll all the way back to the river. That's not how it should be. You should have a cushion. And the cushion comes from the emergency fund, and it also comes from the kind of assets that you have. You have to have some cash generating assets, and you also have to have the non-cash generating assets like land and all that, but always start with cash generating assets, because cash generating assets give you income to even now invest in others. But when you go and take a loan and you buy a piece of land, now remember you're feeding into that land. Now, imagine the land is adding value, but you cannot sell it immediately. You lose your job. It's not going to give you immediate money. So what we are doing now, a lot of times what we do here in Kenya is we don't have any financial plans. We don't have a financial plan. I'm waiting for people to tell me, Shiro, you heard about Shabas Nauza Isinya. Then me, I just jump into your bad. Now I don't ask myself, what's the difference between my life and your life? It might be that your children have finished going to school. And me, they are just now. I'm not living in a rental house. So it's time for you to go buy land. But for me, who is having children who are school going, and who is having sickly parents, what I need are cash generating assets. So I need to sit with myself and create my plan. Then also establish my risks. And one of the risks is I can lose this job. It may be Trump, it may be COVID, it may be just a bad boss, it may be just anything can just happen. That is a risk you have to identify. Then start building assets around you that can support you.
Wow, and some of these money generating projects, money generating things that you are telling us is about.
Yes. So what we do now, as in Givva Wealthtech, that's because of my journey. Because of that journey of working for a long time and managing a lot of big balance sheets, and understanding that, it's not easy even to keep that money. A lot of us don't have the tools to. One of the things we are doing in Givva, we have our different products, and we have a product called Hazina. Hazina is treasure. Okay. And Hazina, we've built it specifically to build an emergency fund. So that, and then now after you have, your emergency fund is 500,000. Yes. To live for 6 months. Anything now you will have after that, we call it a wealth fund. Wealth. Sasa umeanza kujiinua sasa. Umeanza kujenga utajiri. Wealth is utajiri. Yes. So Hazina, we built it specifically to help people create the emergency funds. And it's because we know how, things are changing every time. So whether you're in business or you're employed, Hazina allows you to save. And what it does is that it will ask you how much do you earn. So take us back a little bit. How do you go about you arrive at Hazina? What do you need to do to arrive at Hazina? Yes. So what you do, you have your phone. Yes. Go to Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You download Givva. Givva is on the screen here. Givva. Go and search for Givva application. Yes. Then it will ask you to sign up. And once you sign up, it will take you to the dashboard. In our dashboard, we have 4 products. We have Givva. Givva is our community management platform. We have Hazina. We have another product called Savings and Goals. And we have what we call GP. So today we'll talk about Hazina and GP. Maybe you can just say it again to our viewers this evening. How do you go about having Givva in your phone? You go to Google Play Store or Apple Store, download Givva app. And you see it's a very colorful app. Because we are targeting communities. And the one thing about African communities is that they are very, very, we love being colorful. That's true. Every time we are meeting, we have color around us. So we are looking at our people. So do you need any assistance in signing up? No, you don't need any assistance. You just go in, put in your name, your phone number, all those. It's a normal sign-up process, just like for any other application. And then now after that you can go, we have quite a number of screens that go telling you what product you're likely to get. And then when you get to the dashboard, we have different products. And so you pick Hazina. Today we are on Hazina. Yes. You pick Hazina. So Hazina, it helps you save. Our target for an emergency fund is to create what we call some treasure. And in personal management of finances, you should always put 10% of your income. This is not tithe. 10% of your income into that kitty we were talking about. Every time 10%. And so this 10% helps you first build your emergency fund. And after that it goes to build your utajiri fund. Okay? So now it will ask you, do you earn on a daily basis? Or on a weekly basis? They have that platform. Or you earn on a monthly basis. Then it will give you, you will say, I earn on a daily basis. Because we want to match. The way we don't want you earn on a daily basis, and we are coming to save at the end of the month. Because of that one, and then it will tell you how much would you like to keep. How much would you like to keep every day? You earn every day. Or how much would you like to keep at the end of the month? At the end of the month or at the end of the week. The rules, so the options. Daily, weekly, and then monthly. The idea is please put away 10% of whatever you want in gross. In gross. Most of the time what we do, we first do our expenses and then save what is remaining. And in most cases, nothing is. There's nothing left. I get that. I get that question in different ways. There are people who will say, but even what I earn is not enough for my expenses. And the answer always is, if you want 30,000, remember there's somebody who wants 20,000. And they are alive. And they are not dead. So everybody has capacity to save 10% of their income. Every one of us.
Yeah. So just like we do, you first get your 10% for tithing,
yes,
and then you take another 10% for your own. You now work with the remainder.
Yes.
Oh my.
Then you work with the remainder.
Yes.
Because that is what now should go to your use. Because this 10% is yours.
Yeah.
Now you, because this, and in fact, our hazina, we say, it always eat fast. And our hazina even has a lion, because the lion, male lion, eats fast.
Yeah.
And do you know why it eats fast? It eats fast because it is a source of security
for the others.
For the pride.
Yeah.
So if they don't feed it fast, then they don't have a source of security.
True.
So they all go away, allow the male lion to eat fast. Because when danger comes, it's the first one to jump. Yeah. So if you then make it weak, then you don't have security. Sure. And it's the same thing. Always eat fast. Always take away your 10% fast. Keep it aside, because that's your security. Yes. When all these eventualities come. So our tagline for hazina is always eat fast. Eat fast. Yes. When you get, even if you drag a boda, when you get that money, if you charge 150, 15 shillings, put it in the hazina account. Yes. Hizo zingine sasa tutajua how to deal with it. Yes. So there are the options, either weekly, yes, daily or monthly. And even the people who are in the gig economy, you know, the ones who go and find that those ones we'll talk about them. Hazina may not be the right order for them. We'll talk about them in gig. Okay. So hazina now is for the ones who earn on a regular basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or every 2 days or every 3 days. You're able to put 10% of what you earn in that kit. Yeah. So now you've already started your working your journey towards creating your emergency funds. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And once you created your emergency fund, you've started on our utajiri fund. Yes. Because that is where you're. So this money that is in hazina, I'm not going to specify the duration. Yes, for right now, what we're doing with hazina is that we lock it for a period of 1 year. What we want to help you do is create what our people are struggling with is inability to put away some money. Sure. So we help people we want you to create a saving culture, a culture of putting away part of the income and not being having it. Yeah. So that money you put it away, so you can put it for a year, 2 years, or 3 years. So there are those options. Yeah, there are those options. And then it's beginning to earn, because this money we've sent it to a money market fund, it begins to earn for you interest income. And you know, but before we come to what is going to earn you some interest, today I have started my journey today. I have opened the Givva app, I've downloaded the Givva app, I have created my hazina account, and then I have selected I want to be doing some daily savings of 500. So now, if I fail to deposit my 500, what will happen? What we've done is that you are able to put your own reminder. So you say, for me, I want to be reminded. Yes. Every day at 8 p.m. That is the hour. You know, you become a year at hour. I have said something else. But let me put that. It's okay, you can see it. So you put your reminder and say, kabla news the 9. Yeah, so the application will come and remind you every evening at 9 sharp. Please put your hazina away. So you're able to create that. If you're not able to, there are no penalties, there is nothing. But remember, you let yourself down. But because our work as in Givva is to help you put the money there. So that's why we are reminding you. But we can't force you. This is your personal journey. So he is not going to take my money from maybe my phone. No. It doesn't take your money from your phone. It leaves your money there. Your money is your money. Yes. Givva is a regulated entity. We don't take your money. We don't touch your money. So your money is always on. So you get 500, you get your 500 every day or every week or every month, and it will continue earning interest. And you can create your interest on a daily basis. Now tell us about the interest. Yes. So I have my 500 daily. Yes. How long is it taking for it to earn me some more? So today you have 500, you put in 500. Yes. And interest rates for today are 10%. So what you do is you do 500 times 10%, divide by 365 days.
Okay, the same day I deposit my money.
It takes about 24 hours to settle, because remember you put in your money, you have to push it to an investment, so it takes about 24 hours. So from tomorrow night, it will earn interest for the first day. Okay. Because we need to push it. Then now it goes to the right account, and then it has been invested. So now it starts earning midnight every night from there. Every night. So you put in 500, so it will go now. It will do 500 times the interest for the day. Supposing it's 10%, because 10% is per annum. Interest is always given for a whole year. So 10%, then you divide it by 365 days and say your interest for today is 2 shillings. Then tomorrow you put another 500.
No, the interest for after that 24 hours, is it going to be calculated from the 500 or from the 514 now that I have?
It will be from the 500.
Okay.
Because we only can load it.
And then have deposited another 500. So you have 1,000.
Yes, now it will be 1,000. It's interest divided by 365 for that day. Yes.
And it's going to be the trend for the 1 year.
Yes.
In case I want to get my money before the 1 year, is the Hazina account available for that?
No. For now, Hazina account locks. So if you want money that you can pull out, you're doing savings for different things, you can pull it from a school fees account, or what we call savings and goals. So we have a different product that enables you to put your money for regular needs.
So as we deal today with about losing your job, Hazina is the product to go for.
Yes, because it will help you keep that money. If you indeed lose your job, then now we can work towards how do we enable it, because you still can't hold your money back. Then if you put it for a year and then August comes and you lose your job, then you need to access the money that we need now to work on funds. Otherwise, usually with the other product you pull your money without us being there. But this one, since you have blocked it, you will have to get in touch with our customer service and tell us that you need the money so that we unlock your account for you.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh wow. Hazina is the best way you want to deal with that.
Especially for someone who is dealing with discipline. You see, what we lack is discipline. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Besides the Hazina, you have told us you can have the savings and goals account.
Yes, that one is for, we put in money for, like, I want to save for school fees, I want to save for buying a phone, I want to save for buying a piece of land. That one is for usual management of expenditure.
It will be withdrawable when you need it.
That one is withdrawable whenever you need it. You open it up, and that one is just for putting money. Then April comes, I pay school fees. But for Hazina, we want to help people manage for their emergency fund, for a wealth fund, create a culture of saving away part of their income. That is not accessible. This other one, which you're saving for school fees or rent or whatever, that you access. But this one, we want to lock it for you so that it is you're not, you don't go and find a very nice, or here people are going to Dubai and pull it out. No, we don't want it.
And now, can somebody else give me money or deposit some money besides me?
Yes, you can share your account number and the paybill number, and then they're able to send to your account.
So once you open the Hazina account, there is an account number.
Yes, there's an account number. Yes, there's an account number that you get, and now I can give it to you, and then you can deposit it in my account as well. So that now we start to, you can help me build my wealth.
That's nice. And maybe our viewers can tell us, are you able to get the Givva app from your phones? Maybe I just read to us in our comment section, are you able to get the Givva app from your phones? You go to Apple Store, you go to Google Store, and then you App Store or Play Store, and then you download Givva, Givva. You download. Are you having any difficulties downloading the app? Maybe we'd like to get some comments from your side. Are you having any problem downloading the Givva app from your end? Have you gotten to that Hazina account? Those are some of the feedbacks that we want to look at. But maybe before we come to there, what else do we need to know about now, the Givva and the Hazina?
So the other product now is for the person, it's called GPay.
Before we come to GPay, after 1 year, after the minimum is 1 year for the Hazina, how do I get my money?
You will just go in there and press a button called withdraw.
Oh, there is no writing to you?
No, there's no writing to us. We just do withdraw. But I think before we get to withdraw, what we need to do is finish. After we've opened the Hazina, we need to do what we call KYC, know your customer, because we need to get your documents.
Okay.
We need to put in your ID. We verify your ID so that we know it's Shiko's money. Yeah. You need to give us your PIN. It is a normal bank account. Your PIN, your ID, and your passport photo. You just take photos and upload them into them.
So that is happening as I open the account. I'm now when it comes to withdraw.
You do it after you open your account.
Okay.
If you don't do it, you will not be able to withdraw until you actually do it.
Okay.
So it's better to do it in time, but we keep reminding you because we keep on checking and realizing that you haven't done your KYC, so you have a problem at withdraw. So we keep reminding you so that you're able to complete the account creation. And then once you do that, now the time for withdrawing, you just come and press withdraw, and then it will tell you the amount that you can withdraw, how much you have. But on a monthly basis, you'll be getting your statement. Your statement is actually just on the application. You're able to tell this is how much I have, and this is how much my interest is. And then, now when you are withdrawing, you're able to also get plus your interest and everything. It's only that it takes 48 hours again because of the movement of the money from the investment to whatever, and then it's sent to you. So if you want to get your money on Wednesday, you withdraw it on Monday. Oh, wow. And then on Wednesday, it will come to the account you created at the point you created your account. You always tell us, where would you want your money to go? Would you want it to be sent to your M-Pesa account, or would you want it to be sent to your bank account?
And now, Shiro, can you tell us what is the difference in saving in a Hazina account, depositing our money for emergency as we prepare for retrenchment and a job loss? What is the difference of saving our money in Hazina account rather than in any other that we say it is a locked account?
In any other meaning?
Any other platform besides the Hazina?
Well, I will not be able to talk so much about other platforms because I will not have all their details. The thing about Hazina is you're able to save as low as 5 shillings. Wow. So even somebody who says me I'll start with 5 shillings, you can start. A lot of other accounts will tell you a minimum of this amount, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. But in Hazina you're able to put in as low as 5 shillings. You're able to put in as many times as you want because you have your phone there. Also, you not only do daily, you can do even hourly. You just deposit, put the money, and it goes. You deposit and you deposit on the application. You just deposit, it asks you how much do you want to put. You put 5 shillings. And then it asks you what's your PIN. You put your PIN and the money goes. And then when you go to your account, you find it updated.
Yes. And I think something else about Hazina is that your money is growing.
Yes, all this money you're putting in. Now that 5 shillings you put, you start earning at midnight. Yes. Wow. So it is growing. It is growing. Every time you don't find just what you put in, you also put what you've earned on your money. Yes.
And you promise us that our money is safe.
Your money is safe. It is in a money market fund. Because and Givva is a licensed entity. All we are doing is giving you a platform where it is convenient and able to help you manage yourself. In a way that you're able to save for that is an emergency fund. This other one you can save for your school fees. This other one you can save for different things.
Oh wow, and that is very nice about today. And maybe is there any question that we need to answer from that side? Our person can assist us know that.
As they check, we may not be able to talk about GPay. We've run out of time. We need to get another session because GPay now comes after the event. After the retrenchment. You get this fund. What do you do with it? What do you do with it? People go and buy a Lupa. And you have never bought GPay. Okay, you decide to go and start a hardware. And that is when you learn that running a hardware is not very easy.
You are not prepared for it.
Yes. So we talk about GPay next time because it's part of our retrenchment package. We've run out of time, but now because we're talking about preparing for retrenchment, Hazina is a product for you. You put your money, it's able to help you with that kitty and keep it there, and you can always see your money, and your money is safe and it helps you manage yourself.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge is discipline. All of us get to a point where we are attracted to spend our money.
Yes. Wow. I thank you very much for having taken us through that. And so next time, that is where we are coming to pick from. After Hazina, I've known your money is there, has been there for 1 year. You have withdrawn your money. What do you do next?
Yes.
That is where we are coming to pick from. Maybe your last one that you made your goodbye to our viewers
is to just say that retrenchment is not there.
Yeah. And you see, your job is not there.
Yes. And in fact, it is not. And many times, it's a blessing for the people who are being retrenched.
It is a blessing in disguise.
It is a blessing. It takes maybe a year to realize that it was a blessing. Yeah. But anybody who is facing retrenchment and will be listening to us and feeling like this is a death sentence, it actually is not. I have one of my favorite writers and speakers, and he says that every time he's called to talk to people who are being retrenched, he congratulates them.
Yeah. Making you feel comfortable.
It congratulates them because it opens up your doors to new things. When I was retrenched, is the first time I went out and I realized there's life after the office.
Yes.
This life, it's like, it's also maybe the same thing we realize when we die. We didn't have to worry about dying so much. There was life after death.
You come to realize when you're already dead, you come to realize it.
So retrenchment is not a bad thing.
Yeah, it opens up your mind.
It opens up your mind. There's a lot of discomfort, but it's change, and every change comes with discomfort. Yeah. But a lot of times, if you manage it properly, because also change, if it is mismanaged, it can lead to destruction. Yes. But if you manage it properly, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and you go out there and find other things. And you don't have to suffer all those things. But while you're in employment, not only do you manage your money better, please also review your relationship. I find it very sad when men ask me whether their wives will leave them. Because it talks about how they managed their relationships while they were having the job. No, and not necessarily that they are the bad ones, but there's a problem. Otherwise, there's a problem somewhere. So manage your resources and know that every time you have that, it's God's blessings, and every time you don't manage something God has given us, He takes it on.
So thank you very much, Shiro, for being with us and for the wonderful session that you have taken us through about preparing for your retrenchment and your job loss. And you'll be able to understand there is this a Givva app in your phone, and kindly you can go back there, your Apple Store or your Play Store, and just type GIVVA Givva app, download it on your own, and then you sign in, filling your details there. Any difficulty you are experiencing downloading the app, kindly let us know through the comment section. And then after you have downloaded, you have signed in, you will go to the dashboard, you will find the Hazina account. Fill in your details there, the money that you want to be saving, your phone number there, and then you are able to go start.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight until next time on Thursday, same time, same platform. Share this video, help us tag other of your friends, invite them more. Until next week, Thursday, I'm Eric. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.